So I click on Plans, Add Image PDF file. I choose the PDF. And you see that there are two pages here. I will load both of them one by one. I start with the first one. Now, the first and most important step when we load a site plan in Kubla Cubed is to set its scale. To set the scale, we click on the Scale button, and we see two options here. One is to type in the scale that is marked on the site plan, and the other is to use a scale bar or another marked length on the drawing. This drawing has a scale marked here, so I will use this option and I will type in the scale. Now obviously if the scale is wrong, then all volumes will be wrong. Therefore, never forget to check whether you have scaled correctly to see whether the software provides you the same value as the drawing. For example, here we can check the length of this marked length, whether the software will give us the same value, 340 feet. So I go to this end, I put the cursor here, I click on the letter M on my keyboard, and I hold it pressed until I go to the other end and see that it is by and large 340 feet, which means that I have scaled correctly. Now, in terms of site plan positioning, most of the time when you want to do on-screen takeoff, scaling is all you need to do. Now, since this drawing has two coordinates marked, one is here and one is here, I will also use the Move tool to geolocate my site plan. So I click here and I click on one of them at this point, and I will move this point to this known coordinate here. So I type in the easting and then the northing, and I will click OK. Now this is totally optional for a takeoff example and obviously has no effect on the volumes. So if I have coordinates marked on the drawing and I use them to move the site plan to its real position, then the mouse displays the real coordinates everywhere. So as you can see here, it displays the coordinates of this point. If I do not have the coordinates, or if I do not use them to geolocate my site plan, then the mouse will obviously display arbitrary coordinates. So the next thing I want to do is I want to remove the title blocks here and the scale bar. So I will use the crop tool and I will go right here, click, and it's cropped. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to remove this gray shading here so that only the line work stays on my drawing, and this is very important because Kubla Cubed shows the site plans on top of the terrain, so we need to be able to see past the plans to the ground below. So I click here and then here. Right, so I stop editing. And now I'm going to load the second page of the site plan and repeat the same steps. So I will scale again. It has the same scale. Click OK. And now I will use the Move tool and I will move this point on page 2 of the site plan. I will move it to the respective point of page 1. So now I will crop again. So now we'll crop again the title bar and the scale bar. Now I will stop editing. Now my two plants are perfectly stitched together and geolocated as well. Finally, I want to show you these options on the Site Plans toolbar. You can edit, delete, hide, move down or move up. And you can hide and unhide by using the eye icon.